Okay, everybody. Simple video today. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on our basic rotation on Arcana. So all we're going to be doing is jumping into some Guardian raids, and I'm just going to talk about doing the Arcana rotation. Two things to think about while we're doing this. One is trying to make sure that we're cycling our skills correctly, and two is I just want to provide focused commentary on when I'm using my skills, how I'm making sure that my skills line up correctly, how I'm going to try to prevent drift, and how I'm going to react to cards. So hopefully it'll be informative. All right, so as we all know, before we dive into this, for Arcana, we want to use 2 Ruin skills instead of our return buff. Here, Exposed Darkness, the 3rd tripod down there. We give crit damage. We want to use at least 2 Ruin skills in the time frame after we use Return. And then ideally, those 2 Ruin skills are going to be Secret Garden and Celestial Rain. Then we really want to include Serendipity, as long as we have either the Coal and or the Judgment card. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're trying to use Return as often as possible while making sure we use Secret Garden and Rain. So let's do it. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to build stacks. Our Awakening. Here's our cancel. So we use 1, 2 skills in return. Now we're building stacks again. Now because of my stack skills, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, I'm just going to use Secret Garden here. And then because this is within the 5-second time frame, I can use this return, Celestial Rain, build stacks, and I can use Secret Garden here. And then this one, if you look at my stack skill cooldown, I have time to use Serendipity here. And then I stack up again, and I can use return. Garden, so now I need to use Celestial Rain. There it is. The cards again. Back up again, and this time I just use Secret Garden. Here I can use Serendipity. And then return, Rain, Garden. Dodge away from that. So we built a Judgment card, so we can save that for after the armor breaks. I moved badly. And we're gonna turn buff window, so we use Rain and Garden again. So again, stack skills are lining up, so I'm just gonna save for now. Wonder if I have enough attack speed with the Bard. Just barely enough. Throw this. Okay, now we're gonna draw cards. Trying to grab Coal if we can. Wheel of Fate maybe. Wheel of Fortune, I mean. But Coal is ideal. Mayhem is okay. Let's go. Because I have Judgment, I can use all 3 of my stack skills. Moon is really good. I like Moon. Try to super armor that. We did. Gonna chase here with Scratch Dealer, draw a card. Return buff. On our next return, we're going to use Twisted Fate here. Card Rain. And then we're going to use Secret Garden alone here. Star. And our next return, we're going to use Rain and Garden. And even probably use Serendipity. Yep. Then we use Garden alone again, because Rain is not within 5 seconds. Draw a card here. Maybe draw 1 more card. So you'll notice I'm always watching this Rain and Garden and keeping like the 5-second return buff window in our head. Right, so if Celestial Rain is at 4 seconds, I can use my return, and then I can get Secret Garden and Celestial Rain within that 5-second return buff window. You always want to keep in mind 5-second segments of time. Dodge this way, build some stacks. Wheel of Fortune this. Did our thing wrong, and we got frozen. Mega small brained it. Draw cards, so I'm gonna use Secret Garden alone, right? Because my Rain was long cooldown. I got frozen by our teammate. Cool. Card that. Get away either. Goes. Got another fortune. Because we have Wheel of Fortune, we can just use our garden here. Oh, I got frozen by my teammate again. Dodge here, he could jump. So when you have Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of interesting because then you can use double rain. Because you can refresh the rain and then use the rain again. So if the situation isn't lining up quite right, you can just use your Secret Garden to blow stacks. Okay, go again. So just to recap, our return buff is a 5-second window. We're going to try to use Celestial Rain and Secret Garden within that 5-second window, and we're constantly checking in on our cooldowns and the duration of time to see whether we can commit our return. If Celestial Rain is 4 seconds on cooldown, we can just go ahead and use Return and Garden because we know that at 4 seconds we can use the rain instantly while we still have 1 second of our 5-second buff left, right? I should have used my spacebar because now I can't animation cancel my awakening, but whatever. Okay, so we procced our awakening here. Again, our stacking skills are aligned right now with our Secret Garden, so I'm just going to use that. And then once my rain is ready, I'm going to use Return, Rain, dodge back, Secret Garden here, Serendipity here, dodge away from the stomp, build up our stacks. I can use Return because Celestial Rain is under 5 seconds. Rain, pop the star. We have Judgment card. I'm going to use Garden here first because we can just use Return when rain comes back up. Then we got to build stacks and use our Secret Garden. I'm going to wait on this and use a star. I'm going to hold the stacks and use Garden alone because we can't use 2 skills. And now I'm going to use my Return. Rain on top. Garden alone. Turn. Garden. Nice. We got that damage before the immunity, which is why I wanted to use Secret Garden because rain wasn't going to come back in time. Also need a rare to keep drawing cards. Ideally we want coal. We're not drawing a lot of coal today, fortunately. Oh, right as I say that. So we're gonna just go now. Nice, dodge away from orb. Now we're gonna use Secret Garden alone because rain is more than 5 seconds on cooldown. Right here, gonna walk out. Spacebar this way. Nice, the way these cooldowns are lining up, we can probably get 3 skills because we have balance. 2, 3 within the buff window. We have another balance, but because our balance is so... we still have a lot of duration in it, we're going to save it now and we're going to use it here. Okay, bad time to use it. I want one more card draw. Alright, so we got a coal off of it, I think. Card draw again. And card draw, so now we want Judgment here, ideally. Just trying to card draw. Nice, Twisted Fate is okay too. So we're gonna use Serendipity with this. It's probably gonna be Serendipity Rain here. Build up stacks, watch what it's gonna do next here. Counter it. Rain, Seren. Nice. Dodge away from the breath. Secret Garden. We're trying to wait for Serendipity because we have Judgment here. So this one we can use Judgment. Ooh. It's less than ideal. Back away here. Right here. Draw a card there. Okay, we're just trolling. Crit, please! Oh, it didn't crit. Kinda trolled that one. Rain, and then Saren at the end. We did a little bit of trolling. A little bit of trolling in that one. But we got some coal. Got some coal judgment in there, so that was pretty good. Cycling our cooldowns pretty well. So if you guys noticed in that last pool, when I was forced to use Judgment instead of Secret Garden, or not Judgment, when I was forced to use Serendipity instead of Secret Garden, because I missed my Secret Garden because I'm an idiot, you notice that when Secret Garden didn't crit, I only hit 1.5 mil. And then I think, like, on the next turnaround, when I used Judgment and it happened to crit, it hit for 10 mil. That goes to show you guys how, like, how terrible Serendipity is if you don't actually crit. That's why it's like really bad to use if you don't have Judgment. I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. Okay. Get back on track. Get back on track here. Okay. Royal. Build our stacks. We're an idiot. We jumped into the turtle. Fresh rain. Away from that. So we're gonna save this card combo for and Turtle's armor breaks. Probably shouldn't have used that Serendipity because my stacking skills are coming off right at the same time. And so I'm drifting Secret Garden. Can talk about that a little bit. Oh, we missed one thing, but that's okay. So when you miss a thing like this, you just wait until your stacking skills come back so you can get two rune skills in your next return. This is just Secret Garden alone. It's cooldowns, I have to wait a little bit, and this is going to be a return, rain, pheromone. So it would have been a return, rain, Secret Garden there. So now here we're going to use Wheel of Fortune, coal, and then we're going to refresh Serendipity for 2 Serendipities. Ideally. Step to the side here. See what it's doing. Oh, we did it too late. We lost our coal buff. Garden here. Draw a card. Walk around. Rain. We didn't rain. We were dumb. Garden. Pop Ghost. Avoid that orb. Gonna use Garden alone because of our cooldowns. Rain and then Garden. Draw a card. Got some sketch cards here. Step on these geysers and use them up. Okay, balance is pretty good for us. You're gonna use Mayhem here to stack up the attack speed. Okay, with software card draw, okay. You use balance. Garden. He'll get frozen by that. I use balance. It's a little bit early. I'm gonna save here and wait a little bit. Now I'm gonna go. I wanted to wait for my rain cooldown because now we can get rain in the return buff as well. Especially because we had balance, that means we could get all 3 of our rune skills in the return buff. I used my return buff early, so I'm gonna have to Serendipity and hope it crits here. Didn't crit, but that's okay. Avoid this, and then... Okay, we get frozen because I walked into a geyser. But we're going to... Mayhem, card draw, stack skill. Okay. Really far. Okay. Got a little crazy there at the end. As you guys can see, a lot can go wrong in a practical fight situation. Kundalinium isn't the craziest thing. Legion raids can get quite a bit more chaotic. But your goal is just to be very aggressive and to try to keep your abilities on cooldown as much as you can. Turn Awakening, Spacebar Cancel, Rain, and then Garden here. Draw cards here. Okay, we got one Judgment. We're going to save that for the Armor Break. Here I'm just going to use Garden alone, build up another set of stacks, and then we're going to use Return, Rain, Garden. Here comes Return. We can use Garden, and we can use Serendipity here because we drew Balance. Draw a card here, Spacebar. No, I didn't have my Spacebar. I need to not freeze my teammates here. This, use Rain, use Seren. Use Garden again. Build stacks again. Turn. Don't get smacked there. Oof, we didn't crit. Did crit on that, that's good. Now we have Medusa. So in this case, draw a card, return. Because we have Medusa, we can kind of use Serendipity whenever we want. One more Garden here. Oh. I think I pharaohed. The other guy called it. Okay, Cold Judgment. So, I don't know if the Bard used their buff. Oh, maybe she did. That's not good. He did, that's not good. Then at least we wait for Heavenly Tune. Okay, there it is. Big damage. And then we're gonna use Garden alone here. There it is. Go Medusa. Draw a card. Maybe we counter. No. Rain. Then we 1, 2, this. And then with this, Serendipity. This. This and get out. Then we're gonna look to use Return, Rain, Garden here. Draw a card. Return. And return. We need to use one this in here. Probably didn't get the damage buff. Play. I didn't make sure that my abilities actually fire. Sometimes I'm pressing my buttons too fast. Okay. Well, we got Judgment, so that's good. Got a 3-headed snake or whatever. Medusa or whatever. One more card draw and then we see where we're at. Okay, we're at nowhere, so we're just gonna use it here. Wow, we double crit on our Judgment. By luck. Garden alone here because our cooldowns are not good, right? But when we use Garden alone, notice that the cooldowns are lined up now. So it's very optimal to just cycle with Garden. You guys should get used to constantly cycling with Garden. Do I have Medusa or anything? I do not. Armor that. Ooh, I took a risk. It did not pay off. Tried to go for the counter. That's okay. So remember, when your cooldowns aren't quite lining up, don't be afraid, just keep your Secret Garden on cooldown. Secret Garden is such a low risk skill to use because its cooldown is very short. It's almost always optimal just to shoot Secret Garden and then wait for your things to line up. Okay, last one. Let's go. Let's go. Try not to use the spacebar because then I can spacebar cancel the Awakening. Awakening, spacebar cancel, rain, star, draw card. Stacking skills, back away. Gonna use garden once here. Draw a card, return buff, moon. Got some Wheel of Fortune. 1, 2, draw cards. Spacebar dodge. Oh, kind of weird. A bit awkward, but okay. So on my next return, I want to use double rain. So here it comes. There's 1 rain, 2 rain, the garden afterwards. Throw that. Oh wow. Okay, we just hit the Judgment Coal just like that. Just hit it. We don't have a support. So we can maybe try to watch the War Dancer, see when she crit buffs it. Hopefully it happens soon when the War Dancer screams. Watch for it. Probably when she gets up. There it is. We use our stuff. Nice, and we crit everything, so that was really good for us. War Dancer crit buff was good. Balance. Hit, hit, hit. Because we don't have any cooldowns, we may as well stay out. Doesn't matter. Build cards on that. Dodge this. Rain. Garden. They're in. No, we got frozen. We couldn't run away. Don't freeze our team. Our card. Gross. Coal. It's really good to have balance proc, because you saw there I could get 3 stacking skills, or 3 ruin skills, because of balance. It was active during that time. Twisted Fate. Nice. We have Judgment here, so we can use that. Boop, boop, and the Garden at the end. Nice. Big damage. We're probably gonna save this balance. Okay, we can't save the balance anymore. Use 1 here. Another card there. We're just trying to draw as many cards as we can. I already used Pheromone, I did. Yeah. Okay, so this is okay. This is okay. We can really RNG. If this RNGs to 40% and this RNG crits, it's really good. We can watch the War Dancer again to see if she gives us a crit buff. But we should be pretty good. Gunslinger, War Dancer, it's a lot of crit plus my return. Yeah. There it is. Our Twisted Fate low rolled. That's okay. Oh! Twisted Fate is actually a large damage buff if you actually get the damage rush portion of it. Because the thing about Twisted Fate is it's 40% damage increase. It's not crit damage. Right. So it's actually like very, very strong. The only thing is it doesn't give you the guaranteed crit. And then the other portion of it is it can low roll and give you nothing. I think it's like nothing, 20% or 40%, something like that. Okay, well, hopefully that was helpful. Studied up on a little bit of Arcana rotation. Remember, return buff, 5 seconds long. Within that 5-second window, make sure you use 2 ruin skills. Don't be afraid to use Secret Garden to buffer. And then use Serendipity as the opportunity arises. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I love that a lot of people are really active in the comments. I always really enjoy listening to what you guys have to say. And also answering any questions that you might have. So hopefully you guys are excited for, I think next week Clown is coming out. I'm going to be doing some Clown Raid studying before that time comes. And hopefully you guys are too, if you actually care. Unless you want to do it blind, then hopefully have fun doing it blind. But nothing more from me. If you guys have any thoughts, let me know.